The gentleman from Michigan will control the time. The chair will remind all persons in the gallery that they are here as guests of the House and that any manifestation of approval or disapproval of proceedings is in violation of the rules of the House. Gentleman from Michigan.
Mr. Speaker, Parliamentary Inquiry. I might just ask how much extra time we might have been given by Mr. Klein from Minnesota.
The gentleman has 1.5 minutes.
1.5 minutes. Great.
By Mr. Klein.
Mr. Speaker, I would yield myself 2 minutes.
Gentleman's recognized.
Mr. Speaker, today we take a step towards compassionate, innovative, and job-creating health care. It's ironic that we must end something to realize a new beginning. But that's exactly what Obamacare has compelled us to do, and that's precisely what we will do today. It's time to be honest with the American people. Remember the Hippocratic Oath? First, do no harm. Obamacare produces the opposite of growth, compassion, and innovation in health care. It destroys jobs, busts budgets, creates an unsustainable set of mandates on individuals, employers, and states. It will stifle innovation and the development of life-saving medicines. It will make health care more expensive, not more affordable. Mr. Speaker, that's not compassionate. That won't produce innovation, and that's why repeal is the first step towards a better beginning. What's compassionate about forcing employers to provide insurance that they cannot afford to employees who will lose their jobs due to Obamacare? What's compassionate about creating a rigid new entitlement that states are commanded to fund with money that they simply do not have? What's compassionate about cutting over $200 billion from the Medicare Advantage program, leaving seniors with fewer services, higher copays, and more out-of-pocket expenses? What's compassionate about shackling more Americans with greater government dependence? Obamacare was erected on a foundation of false promises. If you like your health insurance, you can keep it. Health care premiums will go down. Employers will not drop coverage. Seniors won't see any changes in their Medicare benefits. Today, we know that those were only slogans, sound bites, and a cynical sales pitch, and certainly not promises kept. Yes, today, repeal will pass in the House. We will then embark on reform that I believe can be supported by both Republicans and Democrats. I yield myself an additional minute.
One additional minute.
Ensuring those with pre-existing conditions have access to affordable coverage. We'll do that. Allowing families to include their children up to 26. We'll do that. Medical liability reform to reduce the unneeded cost of defensive medicine. We'll do that. Provide incentives for employers rather than penalties, and mandates that will cost jobs and depress wages. We'll provide those incentives. Yes, we will. Those are just some of the principles that I believe we can agree on with both sides of the aisle. So first is repeal, then replace. I'm ready for the challenge to put real health reform back together that is bipartisan rather than partisan and achieves the goal of lower health care costs for every American family. Reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves the balance of time. Gentleman from